Climb on. Okay, good, breathe. Yeah, nice, Chaz. There's a big right-facing jug, and go straight to the top of the volume. Nice, shake out.
For most climbers, scaling a wall is a solitary endeavor. However, for paraclimber Chaz Misuraca, he always has a trusted voice in his ear.
Left foot out. You're gonna bump one more. You have a higher right foot. Good, left hand bump.
Where a lot of climbers, before they even climb, they'll stand on the ground and they plan out their whole route. I don't get to do that because I can't see all the holds.
So you're gonna have to get to the first side pull?
Yeah, so I classify as a B3. B3, as you see, for 6 to 10%. While I climb, I wear a headset and I talk with a girl on the ground who's also wearing a headset, and she can help tell me, describe what holds are shaped like, where I should grab them.
There, yeah. Turn, turn, turn. Nice.
That girl on the ground Chaz is talking about just so happens to be one of the top climbers in the country. Alana Yip represented Canada at the Olympics in Tokyo and has the expertise to ensure Chaz has the best chance to succeed when he hits the wall.
Good, now switch feet and right foot goes further out.
Could you ask for a better person to be your caller? Like, literally the best female rock climber in Canada, I have in my ear as I climb up these walls. Like, that's a dream come true. I have an Olympic athlete talking to me while I climb.
Left hand. Yeah, right hand up to the top corner. Yes, nice, Chaz.
I wanted to know how this partnership came about.
Can you talk about like finding a guide that I'm like a high performance guide? Like, could I ever ask for a better?
No, it's incredible.
It all started when Chaz entered the Para Rock Climbing World Championships and was told that he needed a guide for the competition. Alana remembers that fateful time well.
Chaz was going to his first World Cup in Salt Lake City, and I happened to be there for one of my World Cups. And Climbing Canada just asked me, since I happened to be in the area, and they knew me and they knew it would be something that I would probably be interested in doing on one of my days off, and I'm so glad that I said yes.
The collaboration paid off immediately as Chaz captured silver in his first ever competition.
What a climb from Chaz Misuraca.
Some of the athletes that he is competing against work together every training session, and they have for years. In his first World Cup, Chaz came second, and the guy who came first, he's worked with his caller every week, multiple days a week for 10 years. And by contrast, this was like the third day or second day Chaz and I had worked together.
What Chaz accomplished was incredible, but he admits he wasn't fully prepared for the competition.
Silly me, I didn't take any days off. I think I was climbing like 7 days on before my competition, but it was quite an experience, just an awesome rush. Like, the adrenaline you get from that is so cool and so awesome, and it really sparked something in me, and I was like, wow, now I get an opportunity to compete again. I am safe.
Awesome.
That opportunity to compete again was something Chaz had been chasing ever since he started losing his vision without explanation.
I finally got to realize when I covered my right eye that I couldn't even read, a big E on the eye chart. Shortly after that, I started to lose sight in my right eye. And then one morning I went to go to work and I literally couldn't pull out onto the road safely. I looked left and looked right, and then I honestly broke down and started crying because I couldn't see safely to pull it onto the road. I went to 5 different specialists, and they kept saying, I don't know what's wrong with you. And I'd be like, can you give me something? And they'd be like, no, your eyes are fine. And to the point of I was like, do they think I'm lying to them? Why can't they give me an answer? They keep saying everything's fine, but yet I can't read this big letter that's right in front of me.
Chaz's sister Danny remembers struggling to find answers for what was happening to her brother.
He had no idea what was going on, no idea how to fix it. Every doctor, I went to most of the doctor's appointments with him, they didn't have a clue what was happening. So it's a really kind of scary place to be in where you know something's wrong with you, but no one has the answers as to why or what to do to help.
When Chaz did find the answer to his vision loss, The news was devastating.
And she had said to me, I think you have a disease called LHON. She had then told me that my kids are gonna go blind, which was like more devastating to me than, I was like, I can't believe they have to experience this. And I was like, well, what's next? Like, what do we do? And she's like, you just need to learn to live blind. And she got up and left the room.
Getting the diagnosis of Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy sent Chaz down a dark but familiar path.
I struggled with alcohol for a lot of my life. I didn't stay quit at that point. Then I didn't know what to say to people. I spent a lot of time alone.
He really pulled away at that point and wasn't around as much. It was kind of up and down. He could be really good with it and controlled, but then he would just get in a depressive state, and then especially once he lost his vision, it was a pretty dark place for a little while, and that was his way of coping.
Chaz credits two things for helping him get through those dark times. The first was the relationship he has with his children.
I'm very fortunate that I have two kids. They actually really helped me along this journey of my sight loss. Times that I wanted to give up, I had to remember that I have two sons that need to look up to me, and I can't be weak for them.
The second was his discovery of rock climbing, which provided an escape to nature and allowed him to reach new heights and mountaintops.
Nice. Rock climbing just took me it gave me peace, essentially. Everything was quiet. It was just me and the rock, and I got to just accomplish such great feats, and I didn't feel lesser than. I felt able. Most people would think, well, that's so dangerous. It's more dangerous for me to be in a city than it is for me to be outdoors. Oh, yeah.
With new confidence found by scaling mountains, Chaz started reconnecting with the community, trying new sports like yoga. But little did he know that a chance encounter would lead him to rediscovering a sport he had once loved.
He sees me walk into this room, and I'm like holding my girlfriend's arm, getting around not too well. He comes over, he's like, hey man, introduce himself, and he's like, do you play hockey? And I was like, well, I used to. I can't play hockey anymore. So just because your eyes don't work doesn't mean your legs stop working. And inside I'm just like, this prick.
That prick just happened to be Mark DeMontis, a member of Canada's national blind hockey team.
I think when I first met Chaz, I saw a little bit of myself, and since same age, same diagnosis, I think I was like, I really got to get this guy and just tell him point blank, there's no excuses now. Nothing can stop you from playing hockey no matter what. And I'm glad he took a little offense to it. I'm glad it hit him where it hurt. I think sometimes we all need that when we face obstacles.
To Chaz's credit, he took Mark up on his offer, returning to a sport he had left behind.
And in my head, I'm just like, this is gonna be such a joke. Everyone's gonna skate into each other. This is gonna be awful, but what do I have to lose? And my second shift, I skate off the ice, I run into the change room and puke, because he was right. Just because your eyes don't work doesn't mean your legs stop working. And I had a hell of a time trying to keep up to these guys. It was just amazing to see what we're capable of doing, even though you can't see too well.
That spark ignited his drive to compete in a team sport again, where he eventually landed a spot on the Canadian national team alongside Mark. Chaz's journey has been a long, hard road, something that is not lost on his teammate.
He's not only climbing mountains, I think he's starting to move them as well. Really inspiring a lot of kids who are blind and partially sighted, or regardless of any disability they have.
Do you guys want me to show you how it works?
Chaz did just that during the 2023 blind hockey tournament, taking some time away from playing Team USA to help introduce some blind and partially sighted kids to the joys of climbing.
A tip I'm gonna give you is just don't look down and don't worry about how high you are. Just keep looking up and keep moving forward.
He's had a lot of battles, Chaz, too. I mean, he's had some dark times in his life after sight loss, and he's really had to find a lot of courage in his life to, you know, to rise above that. And seeing him out here playing for Canada, being a teammate, being a brother, you know, it's something that we all don't take for granted, that's for sure.
Draws it to his forehand, shoots, and he scores! The Chazmanian Devil!
Coming off, on and off in between the periods, we're going down the tunnel and there's just like people everywhere yelling, you know, like, Chaz, I love you, and like just giving high fives and asking for autographs and stuff. It's pretty crazy to think, you know, 4 years ago when I lost my sight, if you'd have told me there'd be thousands of people wanting my autograph, I'd be like, what kind of drugs are you on? Like, that's not happening. And now, you know, look where I'm at. Even singing "O Canada" out there, you know, it really hit home type of thing, to think that, you know, I'm at the top of, you know, an elite blind athlete type of thing. And it's, I've made it. Now I just want to stay here.